Hi, Afshan. Thanks for sending in your next essays. And I understand you need your corrections quickly because your exam is this weekend. Wishing you lots of good luck from all of us here. So you're writing really well, yeah? This is about green energy. It took me a while just to work out what you mean here because you said conservative. Now, for me, another word for conservative would be traditional. And if I think traditional energy, I'm thinking fossil fuels. So you don't want this word conservative. I think you're using conservative in that it lasts, you can conserve it. But in England, or in this context, it doesn't really have the same meaning. So I think you want to have, if they're using green energy in the title here, you need to think of other ways of saying green. And of course, there are lots. You could say clean, and then later on, we can use other ones renewable, sustainable. Okay, so I think instead of conservative, you want sustainable. Any of those three are going to be really useful in this essay. Okay, so I'm going to use here clean sources of energy can safeguard our natural environment and are cheap. Or so you've got weather here, or I think just for total good grammar, you need to put if they are not a continuous source. Well, here you could have sustainable. Actually, would be perfect. Sustainable you could put in there to generate electricity and heat. In my opinion, I agree with the former assertion because depending upon sunlight and other natural resources for energy production is the most significant method to curtail burgeoning pollution levels. Excellent. I really like how you've given me sunlight and other natural resources for energy production. That is excellent. This is what we talk about by developing. So you're not just saying sunlight, you're showing me exactly what the sunlight's used for. Really, really good. Cecily will discuss both views using examples. Absolutely. Nice intro. On the one hand, so we're going to change that, okay, to one of the ones I suggested above. Can lead to an unprecedented decline in could. I think we have to be careful. I want to say can, but I think we have to say could, which is a more hypothetical. Lead to an unprecedented decline in contaminants that are causing pollution. That is to say, neither, now, neither, but it neither releases, okay, S on the end there, any harmful and poisonous gases, nor affects human health in comparison to fossil fuels such as coal. Excellent, giving me the example, well done, which when burnt pollutes air by contaminating it with carbon dioxide, monoxide and methane. I don't know if the methane comes from those. I think that comes from animals, so maybe be a bit careful about that, but you probably know more than me. It doesn't matter terribly, consequently damaging our respiratory system. Furthermore, green energy is generated from sunlight, wind, water, are free and sustainable. Good, you've used that word there. Well done. So if you're using sustainable above, put here renewable and wherever it was there. Excuse me. Eventually making. So we're going to change that to traditional energy cost effective. Oh no, sorry, we're not. Uh, Sorry, my mistake. Let's say clean, or I mean, let's use both clean and green. Let's use both. For example, solar panels established in Canada for producing heat have solar panels. S have plural verb you need there. Just check that. Have reduced pollution by 20%, as well as having aluminium shields that absorb UV radiation S from the sun to a great extent. Therefore, if change that one. Renewable energy options are adopted, it can result in a safe, refreshing, yes, surroundings and economic prosperity because of their free surplus supply. I wouldn't say free surplus, I'd say freely available supply. Yeah, I think that would be better, freely available. It's not free as in money, sadly. Critics, on the other hand, claim that the security of energy supply from renewable sources is not assured because it is dependent upon the climatic meteorologic conditions. Now, either have the climatic conditions of the time or of the country, or don't have it at all. Okay, so the climatic conditions of the country, or upon climatic and meteorologic conditions, which keep changing and can disrupt that supply. For instance, during extreme clouds, we wouldn't have extreme clouds. You'd have during during cloudy weather or during stormy weather, something like that. There'd be no sunlight. Therefore, use a nice connecting word there. Therefore, solar panels would be. So would be unable to generate heat. And electricity, really. Or you could just say power. Additionally, if wind does not flow, we don't talk about wind flowing. If wind does not tricky one that in calm conditions, you might be able to say, windmills will eventually stop working. However, certain issues have been resolved by establishing moving wind panels which can rotate in the direction of the wind. Good. Thus, in order to save the environment, rewind. I've got it. If wind does not blow, or if it's not windy, it's okay. I'm looking on the band descriptors. Even band 9 talks about natural and sophisticated English. So I know blow, if it's not windy, it's not very high level, but that's what we say. Do I think you can use that? So additionally, if it's not windy, windmills will eventually stop working. However, certain issues have been resolved by establishing moving wind panels. Yep, that's fine. Thus, in order to save our environment, it's necessary to shift our source of energy. I'd say, because shift is not very academic, I'd say radically shift our source of energy. Okay? In conclusion, I'm just flicking back up to the question. Give your opinion, okay? I haven't got your opinion in here, Afshan. I really, really need your opinion for you to get the full marks on the task achievement. In conclusion, opinion, please. Even though use of conservative resources can hamper energy supply, so not conservative. And then I definitely say could, not can. They still preserve our natural habitat and therefore are an asset for human beings, not only now but in the future, given our current environmental crisis. You need a big, punchy conclusion on this essay because it's a powerful essay. I think it's important to really go for it. But very, very well done. If you can write like that in the exam, you should be confident that you're going to get a good mark. Be really careful of little mistakes here. Make sure your English, just remember this, make sure your English sounds natural. And you're not just using crazy words, which you wouldn't kind of imagine me saying, okay? Dear Sam, now, this letter is okay. I think it's a little bit unsubtle. I think you need a little bit more gentle in this letter. Dear Sam, I hope you're well. I mean, you're neighbours. I hope you're well. It was nice to see you the other evening in the lobby or something like that. Give me something, a little bit of a nicer beginning and something to indicate that you are neighbours, because otherwise I wouldn't know. I'm sorry to ask you this, but okay, this is too formal for an informal letter. Very, very important. The test in these letters is to get the tone right. So I'm writing to a request is like I'd ask that for a business. Yeah, this is to somebody you know. You might not know him well, but you know of him. Sorry to ask you this, but I wonder if you could look after your dog, Danny, as I'm having trouble. We wouldn't face trouble. I'm having trouble because of his loud barking sounds. As you know, well, maybe he doesn't know. Maybe he doesn't care. Um, Unfortunately, Danny started this rather annoying. If we say rather annoying, it's just a bit softer than annoying. Annoying is a bit a bit hard. Rather annoying behaviour a month ago. And at the same time, I started my preparation. Careful. It's possessive. My preparation for an assessment exam. And I am now unable to focus and concentrate on my studies, which is causing me stress, anxiety, and a profound tension. My exam's a month away. Oh, no. I wonder if you, okay, I would suggest that, again, too formal, wrong tone. I wonder if you should take him to a vet. Who might be able to help? Um, if you like, I can give you the number of a friend of mine who's a professional in the same field. Good. He'd be able to diagnose the problem as it may reflect. Be really careful. This guy loves his dog, and you're saying his dog is horrible. So you've got to be very, very careful in the language you use. You don't want to upset him. He's your neighbour. So you're finding this really little path in between being super polite, but also telling him you've got a problem. Okay, English is very good at this, but you need these modal verbs: may, might, could, all these sort of rather subtle verbs. Um, I hope you understand my difficult situation. Uh, I'd say difficult situation. Um, don't put that. That I wouldn't put that at all. That's basically rude. That says you're not looking after your dog, mate. So I don't think you can put that. My critical situation, and are able and feel able to respond accordingly. Yeah, something like that. Uh, Thanks in advance. That's fine. You're sincerely perfect. Okay, really good, Afshan. Just be careful of these task ones. They look easy, but they're full of tricks. Okay, and the trick in that one is the tone of the language. Really important to get that right. Great work. If you can get me another essay before your exam, I'll do my best to correct it. Okay, well done.